Ambassador Garcetti told me that it was feasible to open this consulate before he relinquishes his responsibility, and he was wondering whether it would be possible for me to join him. And I told him that I wouldn't miss it for the world. For the last 5 years as minister, I don't think there was a single occasion I came to this city and somebody didn't stand up and say, "So when is that consulate coming?" Every time I would tell them very truthfully that, look, I'm trying my best. Prime Minister Modi, when we were looking at what we could be doing for the visit. But Ambassador Garcetti didn't tell you the full story. You get Bengaluru done and I'll get you Los Angeles done. Namaskara. Good morning to all of you. Shri D.K. Shivakumarji, Deputy Chief Minister, Ambassador Eric Garcetti, Consul General Christopher Hodge, Ms. Lisa Brown, Ministers, Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, friends from the media. It's a great day today for Bengaluru, for India-US relations. And some weeks ago, Ambassador Garcetti told me that it was feasible to open this consulate before he relinquishes his responsibility, and he was wondering whether it would be possible for me to join him. And I told him that I wouldn't miss it for the world. And there are a number of reasons for that. First, a long personal association with Bengaluru. I first came here in 1962. My grandparents lived here. I did a little bit of my schooling here. I was telling the ambassador when I joined the government, had I joined the domestic service, I would have been an officer of the Karnataka cadre. I actually did my district training in Belgaum, in Chikori. So for me, there was a strong personal commitment to ensure that the American consulate was finally established here. The second reason was an equally long association with the United States and our relations with that country. And it's not as old as Bengaluru, but it's still been now 45 years of association. And somehow to me, the fact that an American consulate was not there in Bengaluru was a gap, something missing in the relationship. But I also reflected on the future of our ties, and it's something I would like to talk about a little later. And when I envision where we are going, our ties are going, our cooperation is going, I think Bengaluru has such an important place, Karnataka has such an important place, that again it was it was for me an imperative that there is a permanent, resident presence of American diplomats in this town. So as you can see, there was my own enthusiasm to get this done. And I must say, to give due credit to the people of Bengaluru and their representatives, especially the members of Parliament, for the last 5 years as minister, I don't think there was a single occasion I came to this city and somebody didn't stand up and say, "So when is that consulate coming?" So I was actually sitting this morning and looking back at every visit I have done in the last 5 years, and every visit that issue came up. And every time I would tell them very truthfully that, look, I'm trying my best. So, it was from really, I would say, the cross-section of the society. It was from business, it was from the tech world, it was from academics, it was from people you would meet in a restaurant saying, go get that consulate done. I think it has been something long in waiting, one which I believe Bengaluru more than legitimately deserved and expected. But what happened in 2023, as Ambassador Garcetti said, was we were preparing for a Prime Minister's visit. And we had just, I think, finished Secretary Blinken's visit, if my memory serves me right. And Prime Minister Modi, when we were looking at what we could be doing for the visit, actually brought up this issue and said, well, I really think people need to get this consulate done. But Ambassador Garcetti didn't tell you the full story. So I told him, you get Bengaluru done and I'll get you Los Angeles done. And which is his hometown. So we will be opening our consulate in Los Angeles also fairly soon. Now, a consulate serves many purposes. Obviously, a big part of it is to facilitate travel. So, I do want to remind people how important that is today in terms of, obviously in terms of business, in terms of professional commitments, but also in terms of the expectations that people have of their lives and of the relationships that they maintain in a very globalized era. I was checking figures and was very glad to see that last year the RPO Bengaluru issued 883,000 passports. So I'm looking at Lisa Brown and saying, okay, you've got a job on your hands here. So, and that's just for 1 year. So these are 10-year passports. So you can figure out, do the maths, and you will see really, how important it is to ensure that travel is smooth, and that the preparations for that travel are as easy for the average citizen as possible. It's also relevant to mention that there are 3 flights every week from here to San Francisco. Hopefully with more, if Boeing and Airbus deliver, there'd be more. I think that's a legitimate expectation. We are a country today who have 350,000 students in the United States. I think that is also an important consideration, and a diaspora of 5 million people. 5 million people, all of whom have relatives to whom they are deeply attached. So, as you can see, it builds a very powerful case. Now, I do understand what the ambassador said, because, we ourselves sometimes know what it is like to establish a post and get it working. I think today is a very, very important milestone that formally the consulate starts. And regarding the, how soon you can start visa operations, I just realized that this was my talking point number 1 with Secretary Rubio when I go and see him. So the sooner we get it done, the better it is. But let me conclude finally by saying a few words about the future of our ties and the importance of Bengaluru and Karnataka to it. Today, when we look, at all the possibilities before us, in an era of AI, of EVs, of space, of drones, I think and of bio, and it's today our relationship will be heavily based on technology, even more so than before. It will have a much bigger space component, because the space domain is actually just beginning to open up, and there are so many possibilities out there. Defense is an absolutely crucial area. I mean, 2 decades ago, There were virtually no American weapons in our inventory, very little defense collaboration. Today we fly the C-17s, the C-130s, the P-8s, the Chinooks, the Apaches. This is the town of HAL. In fact, it was HAL which first brought my family to this town. So when I look at tech, space, defense, I think the case for actually a stronger presence and leveraging the capabilities of Bengaluru and Karnataka become that much stronger. The second is actually education and research. And with the new education policy, I think the vistas for educational cooperation have also opened up. So I would very much hope to see collaborative campuses and exchange of students and a stronger American education presence in this region. Then there are the realities of the international economy. The fact is that supply chains are undergoing a transformation. I expect this to, I think not I, but I think all of us expect this transformation to accelerate in the coming days. And as that happens, along with it on the digital side, there is a much greater emphasis on trust and transparency. So today, trusted supply chains will really become key to strategic partnerships. And there, I see a great future for India and the United States, and I think in that future, obviously, Bengaluru will also have a salient part. So, in many ways today, I think the formal opening of this consulate is one more sign that we are overcoming the hesitations of history. I do believe today it is within our grasp, within the realm of possibility, that we realize more fully the potential of India-US relations. I think to realize that potential, it is important that Bengaluru too realize its potential in the relationship. And finally, I am given to understand that this is the 12th foreign consulate in the city. So welcome to the first dozen. But as a country today, we are encouraging the opening of more embassies in the capital. It's part of our deeper engagement with the world. But along with that, we are also encouraging more embassies to open consulates. So while today it is a very important event for which I'm here, I do hope that there'll be more occasions where more countries will open more consulates in Bengaluru. I think it would serve India's interests, Karnataka's interests, Bengaluru's interests better. So once again, really congratulations. Congratulations to you, Ambassador, to your whole team. Congratulations to the state government, to the Deputy Chief Minister, to the team. Congratulations to the people of Bengaluru, to Karnataka, to the representatives, to all those who pushed for this, waited for this day. And I'm glad today that I'm here.